Today, we're going to talk about a massive global health story that's happening right under our noses, but it's still pretty misunderstood. We're diving into the hidden pandemic of overnutrition.
So, when you hear the word malnutrition, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's hunger, right? Lack of food. But what if I told you that's only half the story? What if the most widespread form of malnutrition in the world today is actually the complete opposite?
Okay, let's start with a clear definition so we're all on the same page. The World Health Organization, or the WHO, defines overnutrition pretty simply. It's an abnormal or excessive fat accumulation that may impair health. This is the clinical bedrock for what we commonly call overweight and obesity.
Now, the scale of this is, well, it's just staggering. As of 2016, the WHO found that more than 1.9 billion adults around the world were considered overweight. And you can bet that number has only gone up since then.
And get this, within that enormous 1.9 billion, a whopping 650 million of those people were classified as obese.
But here's the number that's truly alarming. It's the speed of this change. In just over 30 years, the worldwide rate of obesity has nearly tripled. This isn't some slow, gradual shift. It's an explosion.
So, what does this modern type of malnutrition actually look like, and who is it affecting? Let's dig in a little deeper. You know, there's this common myth that this is just a rich country problem, but that's just not the reality anymore. As our food systems have gone global, and things like ultra-processed foods have become available everywhere, overnutrition is now a huge health challenge in low and middle-income countries too.
It's also really important to understand that overnutrition isn't just one thing. It actually comes in two main flavors. First, there's general overnutrition. This is what we usually think of, taking in too many calories overall, which leads to obesity. But then there's specific overnutrition. This is when you get way too much of a single nutrient, like sodium or a certain vitamin, and this can happen even in people who are otherwise at a healthy weight.
Okay, so why does all this matter? Well, this isn't just about weight. The real danger here is the serious ripple effect it has across our entire health. This is the so what of it all.
And the list of related health problems, what doctors call comorbidities, is long and it is serious. We're talking about a much higher risk for everything from type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure to heart disease, some types of cancer, and sleep apnea. It's a systemic problem that can impact nearly every organ in the body.
The data here is crystal clear, especially with diabetes. One study found that overweight individuals are twice as likely to become obese. And check this out. Even a single-point increase in your BMI, which is that ratio of your weight to your height, can raise your chances of getting diabetes by 1.5%.
And this isn't just about your metabolism. Think about the pure physical strain on your body. Every single time you take a step, the force on your knees can be 3 to 6 times greater if you're carrying excess body weight. It's not hard to see how that directly leads to painful conditions like osteoarthritis.
All of this begs a really big question. How did we get here? Why is this happening on such an incredible scale? Let's take a look at some of the complex causes.
At the most fundamental level, the answer is a concept called energy imbalance. Honestly, it's just simple physics. When the energy you take in, that's calories from food, is consistently more than the energy you burn through daily activity over a long time, your body does the only thing it can. It stores that extra energy as fat.
And you can see how modern life has just completely tipped these scales in the wrong direction. On the energy inside, we're surrounded by ultra-processed foods. And on the energy outside, our jobs are more sedentary. Our free time is more sedentary. We're practically engineered to move less and eat more.
But, and this is a huge but, it is not as simple as just eat less, move more. The real causes are way more complicated. Our genetics can play a big part. So can psychosocial factors like stress or low self-esteem. Even things you might not think of, like certain medications, multiple pregnancies, or even just not getting enough sleep can contribute.
So, the problem is big and it's complex. How do we even begin to fix it? Let's look at the ways we can treat and, maybe more importantly, prevent overnutrition.
When it comes to treatment, there are generally 3 main paths, and they're often based on a person's body mass index, or BMI. For pretty much everyone, lifestyle changes are the foundation. For those with a higher BMI, medications or pharmacotherapy can be an option. And in cases of severe obesity, bariatric surgery might be considered. But here's the thing, treating a problem after it's already set in is always going to be harder than stopping it from happening in the first place. Without a doubt, the most powerful tool we have in this fight is prevention.
And that prevention starts early, with creating a healthy environment for our kids. This means things like building healthy eating habits together as a family, making sure they get at least an hour of playtime or activity a day, limiting screen time, and teaching a healthy relationship with food, not using it as a reward.
For adults, the basic ideas are pretty similar. It's all about consistent, small habits. Aiming for about 30 minutes of moderate exercise 5 days a week, focusing your diet on whole foods that are packed with nutrients, and just keeping an eye on your weight to catch any big changes early on, all of that can make a massive difference.
Look, this is a huge, complicated global problem, but real, lasting change so often starts with simple, individual choices. So I'll leave you with this to think about. As our world and our food system keep changing, what is one small choice you can make today to help turn this tide?